Hello, my true lovers and friends, and welcome to our channel. Close your eyes. I got you. Balancing your duality, finding your center, understanding what your center is, improves your sense of stability, sense of self-worthiness. It improves how you show up in the world. Very general video, but I want you guys to interpret it any way that it applies to your life, and hopefully you can get some really good insights from this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. The goal in the duality matrix is to overcome the duality. We'll get into what duality is in just a second, but the whole point of the game, in my beliefs, is to overcome your dualities. The next thing to understand is the difference in your polarities. So some people view this within the chakra system as your crown chakra being your higher chakra and your root chakra being your lower chakra. If you split the chakras in half at the heart, and you see your higher chakras as your more feminine chakras and your lower chakras as your more masculine chakras, that's a way to separate and discover your dualities. I want to keep this as general as possible because I want you to apply it to anything and everything that you can. Yin and yang, or light and dark, however you choose to separate the two dualities. Everyone's center will be completely different than another person's center. When you are centered, you're not in the future, you're not in the past. Use this knowledge how you will. This concept can be applied to many different things. Relationships, the energies within yourself is what I'm kind of gearing towards in this video. So yes, balancing your dualities is how you overcome your dualities. Some people call this finding your center. I am a dancer, and finding your center is something that is commonly talked about amongst athletes or people who are very active, even in yoga. Tapping into this inner well of knowledge or peace or your inner fire. It's where you can take the best action in life, I would say, is when you know how to balance your inner energies or outer energies and find your center. When you know you've achieved your most tempered state, in a lot of tarot decks, you would see this as the Temperance card. When you've integrated, the Temperance card talks about when you combine different elements and different combinations to make harmony, to make a harmonious whatever you're making. This is often considered alchemy. The practice of tempering yourself or tempering a situation is to find balance between excess and moderate any extremes. It's all about give and take, and it's all about knowing when it's time to receive and sitting back and allowing that to happen, or when it's time to take action. And so when you are centered, when you've found a sense of peace or contentment, you are able to take action from that place when it's the right time. This is an important thing to master, to be balanced within self. When you know you've achieved your center, you will feel very content, you will feel very balanced. The main thing you would feel is peace. Balancing your chakras, balancing your dualities, your yin and yang, your shadow, your light. You are trying to achieve this sense of peace, and you're trying to achieve this sense of pleasure. Emotions are a great factor in how we move through the world, even your ability to manifest. That's why manifestation is sometimes seen as a more feminine practice. Magic, lighting candles, intention setting, it's very connected to the divine feminine. Understanding and balancing your emotions can create a harmonic balance between pleasure and boundaries. If energy is everything, our emotions rule our energy pretty dominantly, I would say. Our emotional capacity can provide a sense of reassurance, or they can give a sense of excitement. This excitement can lead us towards new possibilities, new outcomes, and it also forces us to address our stubbornness or possible boundaries that are outdated, boundaries that worked in the past but are not working in the new reality. Emotions, they are connected to water. Emotions, as you know, or maybe you don't know, are connected to the divine feminine as well. So balancing your emotions with your fire, with your more masculine energies is very important. Many paths lead to the same direction. A lot of people believe we live in multiple realities at once. There's multiple timelines, etc., etc. There are many paths that can lead you to the same outcome, to the same direction that you're trying to head. So you have to be open. So if we're being stubborn, if we don't have healthy boundaries, if our emotions are not balanced, we're not very open. We're not very ready to receive any divine guidance. If you consider yourself to be intuitive, this is extremely important. Be open and willing to overcome doubts. Many times in life, we will hit a crossroad. It's just a part of life. Depending on how sturdy your root chakra is, in balance with your other chakras, depending on how well you know your center, depending on how well you know yourself, balancing your emotions with your inner fire, your root chakra with your crown chakra, and obviously you want all your chakras in between to be extremely lit up and balanced as well. This way you'll be able to follow your divine guidance and use your talents and gifts. If you don't resonate with talents or gifts, then you will be able to follow along on your path. Obviously, we will always deter from our path, and I think that's a part of the path. Like I said, I'm gonna say it again. Many paths lead to the same outcome. When you deter from your path, you can always find your center again. It does not matter how you get to the desired outcome. All that matters is that you maintain a sense of peace. Not be too hard on yourself and not to overindulge as a means to self-sabotage. This was a difficult message for me to channel just because I too struggle with this concept, but imbalance is often associated with doubt, shame, anxiety, lower vibrations. Everything else from this message is channeled, but my belief is that when you are overly stubborn or out of balance with your dualities, you actually block a lot of your blessings. So there's that. That leads me to my next point. Balance is a winning hand. Knowing your center is a winning hand. On the day that you were born, in the beginning of this video, I mentioned overcoming your duality, reaching this spiritual knowledge within yourself, and this happens through experience. You don't immediately align with what I'm saying. Just sit on it and keep it in your back pocket until you understand and you're in that moment and it makes sense. Realizing that fire and water, your feminine and your masculine qualities, which there's so many like different polarities and dualities that exist. So if that doesn't apply it where it applies. I'm like trying to be as general as possible. They're not rivals, but they are parallels. So when you start with the first step that I gave, which is balancing your emotions, you are able to use your imagination, your intuition, and gifts to then take action. Overcoming your duality would mean that these gifts and abilities become easier and easier, and that way when you're moving on your path, you have less self-doubt. It's important to remember that discipline creates more freedom. How to maintain a balance. So there are a lot of books on the flow state, and if you are more interested in that, I would definitely check this one out. Once you meet those moments of peace, even if they're brief, even if it's a very small moment of peace out of a really crappy week, show gratitude. Really easy to show gratitude when you understand that every moment of imbalance is still redirecting you to, like I said, the same outcome. As long as you're balancing your higher mind with your lower mind, or however you choose to see the dualities, it will help you understand how this matrix operates. Sometimes when we get grounded, it can lead us into over practicality, and sometimes when we send off into the clouds, we can become overly spiritual and not very in touch with the world. My last point would be that balance isn't always 50-50. Sometimes we experience good karma to balance out the bad karma, but that can also be vice versa. The next time that you hit a low moment, try to remain optimistic. Low lows can follow a lot of really high highs. Try to see the positives. Sometimes we are thrown off of balance on purpose. Know what your center is, because sometimes you are being tested. I believe that the universe can initiate you. So obviously you hear a lot about secret societies and things like this, but you can literally be initiated by your spirit guides, angels, ancestors, and sometimes you will be put through really tough things just to see how you will bounce back and how you will deal with that situation. Also, it's good to note that there's past lives and karma, so you have no idea what you could be learning intentionally so that you can be a better soul, a stronger soul, whatever soul contracts you may have made before you even got here. Pattern is a great app that helps people understand their patterns, things that their soul is wanting to experience in this lifetime. Time is not linear. It's never gonna feel 50-50. We're energetic and vibrational beings. We're just wearing meat suits that are temporarily available to us, and that's why it's important to see your body as a temple. Judging yourself while you're having a low moment is literally like consciously choosing not to believe in your intuition, consciously choosing not to believe in source. Comment down below a white heart and a black heart and next to it, put your favorite emoji. Felt called to give this message. Made sure to write it down when I channeled it and make a video of it. I really hope that you guys find some fun ways to find your center, whether that be through physical activity, books, whatever finding your center means to balancing your dualities means to like, comment, and subscribe. You can watch any one of these videos. They're great. Thank you guys for spending some time with me. Check out the link below for my information and all of our links. And with that, stay true, my true lovers and friends. Bye.